about to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be.
We are doing our best to make it a good day. Obviously, you can tell it's quite rainy. It's been raining all day. It's a little difficult with the babies, but we're here with family. We're having a freaking good time. What is up, y'all? Jesse, Melissa, and Lincoln here with Adventure Endeavor. This video is going to be a little different. This video is going to be all about Boston. We recently flew back for, unfortunately, a funeral or celebration of life, whatever you'd like to call it. We call it a celebration of life. Had a great time with family and friends. We chose not to film that. We just wanted to spend time with friends and family and with the little one. Then, right before we left, we all went to downtown Boston with family, and it was a super good time.
Yeah, we were planning to film a little bit more than we actually did, but it was raining so hard, and with two new little babies in the family, and just wanting to spend that time with our family members and not, interrupting that time by filming, we just decided to do a food tour of the town and tell you guys all about it later. So we got a bunch of B-roll, and now we're adding the A-roll.
First stop is Chinatown, and it's the Bubble Lady. This was an interesting one. So this is one of the spots I found on Atlas Obscura, which is a website I often use when we go to Newtown, and it's Bubble Waffel Lady. Basically, this lady makes waffles in this tiny little shop in Chinatown. And the batter is super good. It's kind of like a sweet batter. Obviously, it's not keto, but we had one anyways. And then they do sweet stuff, like you get chocolate chips, blueberries, all sorts of different like dessert styles. But they also do the sweet batter with like bacon and eggs or cheese or just salted. It was super good. It was interesting texture. Very,
very unique. Like when you described it to me, I thought that it was going to be like an actual waffle, but it's like they call it egg puffs. The actual official name of this place is Egg Puffs. And they're really well
Google
known.
says Bubble Lady.
Bubble Waffle Lady.
Literally on Google it says that. So
yeah, it's like a really sweet, like custardy type of like doughy pastry almost,
and it's in the shapes of like eggs. Obviously you guys are seeing with the footage right now. And it was interesting because it was in this tiny little shop, but there also was like a ramen place. I think there was sushi in there. And it definitely had like the Chinatown vibe, but it has killer reviews. It was really good. It was really fun. I think she was a little overwhelmed by us because there's like 12 of us came in and we each got like 2 waffles, so made her day, but she was like got a little backed up and it took her a little while.
Definitely worth the stop.
Also, Lincoln is now standing.
He's holding his head up all on his own.
And this was his first trip, obviously, on a plane. Next place. So everybody says Melissa's going to read something off of paper.
I want to get it right, guys. So I wanted to talk about Quincy Market. It's down next to Faneuil Hall, and it was actually constructed in 1825 and named in honor of the then mayor, Josiah Quincy, who organized its construction without any tax or debt. So that just kind of made me think of the Boston Tea Party. No taxation without representation.
This is my way.
Anyway, he reportedly built it because he was sick of the ugly market view that was existing prior to 1825 that he had to see outside of his office window. So he constructed this beautiful marketplace, which is now full of mostly food places, right?
It's quite the place. It's mostly food. There's literally everything. There's a couple bars. There's some shops. It's great if it's raining like it was for us because you can get out of the weather. Basically, once you go in, it's covered the whole way. We got some bacon wrapped scallops, which were extremely delicious and expensive, but apparently market price is just high right now. We stopped at a bar. A few people got a couple drinks.
I got clam chowder. I mean, they've got all different types of food here, so there's definitely something for everyone.
And like I said, it was perfect because we had been walking through the rain for quite a while, and then we were able to just go in, take our coats off for a while, and kind of just relax. Get the babies out from underneath the coats because we have a baby, and then my cousin just had a baby as well.
I can't get up alone, too heavy on my own.
Once we left Quincy Market, we walked over to Boston's historic North End to Cafe Vittoria. We love this part of town because all of the streets are just so tiny and there's still like a bunch of cobblestone and it's just really, really cool and historic. That's where like Paul Revere's house is.
Yep, it's in the area. Yep.
But we went into Cafe Vittoria, which is historic and world-renowned as being the very first Italian cafe in Boston. And as such, they are, of course, really well known for their cannolis and their coffee.
Yeah, we got, I think I got a latte. And what was nice is we have some people in the group that don't drink, and we have people in the group that like to drink. So that place, they have alcohol. So they had a full bar and a full coffee bar, which was great for everyone. And yet again, we were getting out of the rain. And it was just super fun because there's like, I think there's 12 of us plus 2 babies. Just a good time kind of walking around food touring it with family.
Yeah. They have liqueur type drinks that are coffee based, so definitely try one of those if you're in the area. Our next stop that day was the iconic Cheers Boston in Beacon Hill.
Such tourists.
So this bar was actually really well known as like a really popular neighborhood bar way before the show even became a thing. It was originally known as the Bull and Finch Pub, and then it was the inspiration for the show Cheers, because the producers were coming to Boston to look for like a friendly type of a bar. And in that colorful scene.
It felt pretty friendly. The food was really good. We got salads, and you could add like salmon, chicken, or a burger patty. It was honestly really good. I was really happy with the food. Obviously, they have multiple gift shops, and then you can go upstairs, and they actually have the set bar, meaning it's the one that looks very similar to like what they shot in. They didn't actually shoot there. They only shot outside of the building. And it's fun too because they have the sign outside, but then to go into the original bar you have to go downstairs, and it's like underneath, which is neat. And then like I said, the set bar, you go upstairs. So super fun. Service was great. There's a lot of stuff all over the walls.
Grammy got Lincoln a really cool onesie that says Boston with like a lobster on the front, and the back of it says I don't even know my name.
So,
Cheers Boston.
Pretty fitting because he definitely does not know his name.
Not yet.
Then of course, being right there near Cheers, we went ahead and walked around Boston Common Park, which is everything in Boston is very historic. We went and took Lincoln to the Little Ducklings, which is like a little statue of little ducks. I don't really know what the meaning is, but
so it's a statue called Make Way for Ducklings that was inspired by the children's book Make Way for Ducklings that was written by a guy that lived in Boston. So it's really famous.
Knows all the stuff.
Yeah.
And then my cousin then took us over to Beacon Hill, where they have a lot of the cobblestone streets, and he had worked on some of the houses over there before. He is a mason, and it's so cool. It's so historic. Everything is so old, because that's like history.
Almost everything is like made out of brick, which is so very different for us from what we have grown up with in Southern California. Most buildings are not made out of brick, and they're not anywhere near that old. So
it's just really nice and fun walking around. Like, that city is so beautiful, the whole city. So, to top off the day, we actually got in our cars and actually drove about 35 minutes outside of Boston to Woodmans of Essex, which is a small town on the coast, and it's actually owned by my family. It's been in our family, for how long now?
Over 100 years.
Over 100 years. And the cool part is they invented the fried clam. So obviously it's a lot of fried food, clams, scallops, shrimp, lobster tails. I think they have fried fish. Like, literally everything seafood fried. And they got french fries and onion rings and all that stuff. And it was extremely fun. And it was just a great way to end the day with family at a family restaurant, having a meal. If you're ever in Essex, definitely check it out. I mean, they get so busy. They have lines like around the building and stuff, and
they do tons of like catering events in the summertime especially. I mean, it's really cool. It was really interesting for me in particular because I didn't understand the history of this Woodman's place. I knew that it was a big part of Jesse's family and that side of the family, but apparently they invented the fried clam way back in 1916. As like a half-joking suggestion by a fellow customer.
Which fried clams are
pretty
delicious.
Yeah.
They do have a gift shop. And like she said, a lot of their business is through catering. Like, they'll do clam bakes, they'll do weddings, graduations, stuff like that. And it's just cool to kind of see it as an adult. Last time I was there, I was probably like 5 years old. So it was nice to go. We were going to go out on the Essex River, but with the rain and it was kind of storming, we decided that, hey, why don't we just go to Woodman's, have a meal, and end the day.
They are open year-round, so even if you're out there in wintertime, you can still go into the dine-in portion of Woodman's. And the very last place that we stopped for the day was actually a hotel right next to the Boston airport. Jesse's family lives about an hour north of there in New Hampshire, and so we had such an early flight the next day, we just decided to get a hotel for the night rather than make our family members get up so early.
Yeah, we didn't want to make our family get up super early, and for us too, we knew we had a super long travel day with driving home from Albuquerque back up to Durango, so it just made more sense to go hotel. Lincoln got to stay in his first hotel. He got a bed all to himself. He was a big boy. And then we had a pretty good flight home. No issues, really. You guys saw in our previous video, we actually got our flight delayed. We missed our flight, but the way home was good until we went to get into the Jeep in Albuquerque, and we had no reverse and no overdrive. Ended up having to get towed from Albuquerque all the way to Vallecito, and now the Jeep is currently still in the shop. So I think that's the end on this video. Anyways, we really hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, we will try to answer them as we can. Anything to add?
I don't think so. Just, let us know down in the comments if you have any specific questions about any of the places we visited. Thanks again for watching.
Hey, Dad!
Hey!
Going to Boston!
Yeah. Woo! I'm gonna tour around.
We're gonna park the car and have it yard.